what makes you respect another person? I'll go first. So for me, I think the person I respect the most on this planet is my mama. And
Aww.
I think what I respect about her and what I've also grown to respect in others is kindness. She's the kind of person who she will help anybody, any day, anytime. Once it is within her ability, and sometimes even if it isn't, she finds a way. And where I extrapolate that is I think about something as simple as both of your parents, Leah and Chezelle, and the way that they have treated me over the years. Carter, our mutual relative who helped to mold us when we were growing up, is somebody who didn't have to.
Yeah.
You understand? He didn't have to. He is the pumpkin binary, but for him it was a matter of blood is blood. I can help, I go help. And that kindness can be seen in any level when you get to the workplace and the way that people speak to people, the way that in our spaces, the way that some seniors speak to juniors, how they speak to ancillary staff. You can have all the qualifications in the world, but if it is you can't talk to people like people that can respect you.
Yep.
That's just me. What about you, Chezelle?
I mean, it's such a philosophical question, this whole idea of respect. I think when we talk about respect in terms of like basic courtesy, then you should respect everybody because they're a human being with thoughts and feelings. That's basic respect. But when I think about respect in terms of somebody I admire, I think about people who are authentic. Like those relationships where I know that those people, they're being themselves. And when I talk to them, the feedback I get, they're not just supporting me, they're challenging me when I need to be challenged. So those are the relationships and the people that I hold in the highest esteem.
Lee?
So for me, I kind of like agree with you. And it's about people who have empathy. Anybody who could put themselves in someone else's shoes, someone who will not treat people differently based on their class, race, background, qualifications. I really respect people like that. And I think it's because of, like, as you said, our workplace. You could see someone with like the most qualifications. Sometimes the way they speak to like junior staff, the way they speak to like the cleaners in the hospital, you could have whatever qualifications, all the letters of the alphabet behind your name, and if you cannot speak to people, I just feel like you do not deserve my respect at all. Like, I feel like I can't respect you because that means that you think of people as less than, and therefore you don't give out respect. So why should I give you the respect that you're not earning?
Understood. Brother Carter.
Yeah, I just want to touch more or less on all the things everybody said, because more or less I believe that there's a general level of respect you would give to people as you go about, right? In terms of outside of that general level of respect, I think depending on what you yourself see as valuable, right? Just like how you said, like kindness, being able to communicate effectively with people regardless of, let's say, their social standing, class, or wealth. That's admirable as well. But for me, it's like, if I could see you as a person of character, then truly you would gain my respect, like being selfless and these things. Yeah.
So our next topic is, how has social media affected your mental health? Did I just play? Sorry, I didn't say that was a TH. I said that was a TH.
Mental.
I'm so sorry.
Is that time
yeah, that's trying to sound bougie. All right, there we go. How has social media affected your mental health, and how do you deal with it? Let's start with Chezelle. No, we just started with Chezelle. We did.
You just started with me. Am I right now?
Let's start with Carter.
Ooh, social media don't affect me, you know. If I be honest with you, right? Not anymore, not since I changed.
Hold on. Yeah. Carter. Take a minute, take a breath, tell the truth.
Wow! Don't put them up, right? No. All right. Here what is going, right? And only because it's within this space, I would I would be as honest as possible, right? Let's say probably around 2015, right? I started a little social experiment within my own Facebook group of people to just like come a troll and question some of the things that I would see within society, right? And along that journey, because it ended in 2019, right? Along that 4-year journey of wilding, trolling, harassing people, like being a total menace, right? It really put things in perspective on how lost, confused, and let's say seeking guidance a lot of people are outside there. And a lot of the proponents of today's culture only help serve to make people depressed in nowadays society. So like I chose personally to, let's say, remove some of the elements that had me feeling as though like my life wasn't good enough or not doing sufficient or like I'm not good enough generally, and started to fill it with more things that were helpful in molding me into the type of person I would like to be. So like more things that I'm interested in, I'm trying to fill my social media with that because that's what's important to me, and less about the over-sexualization and different agendas being pushed in society. So now, like I don't even use Facebook anymore, and I do post on Instagram, and that's basically only 2 social media platforms that I participate in. Facebook still because I link so many password related stuff to that, but Instagram, I don't even use that. I just fed up. Yeah.
I understand. And to quote Insecure, and do you know what that is? Growth. Because on any given day, I remember I used to inbox it, like, Carter, what are you doing?
Oh, but you know, right? Like on the back end, I'm legit just doing this to see if it is other people, they really think like this. And as they come out, instigate them, and so they go, and I'm like, bro, it's wild out here in these streets.
For me, social media affects me in 2 ways. One, it is a distraction. And there are days when distractions are good, and then there are days where distractions are not. I'm a rabbit holer. Like the most random thing will happen, and then all of a sudden it's been 3 hours, and I've been watching videos of babies laughing for the last 3 hours. You understand? But also, the other way that it can impact me, and that's I think that's more on me than on the platform is, and I hope this makes sense. Sometimes it could get too loud. And when it gets too loud, I just need to leave. So I had taken a break from social media late last year. I left Facebook first because in the heights of lockdown number 2, I just realized because as somebody who was working and in it, it was only so much I could read it and all right, do not engage, do not engage, do not engage, do not engage, do not engage. Yeah. Because as professional as you are, like there are times when I wanted to say, you are a jackass.
Oh my God.
This does not make sense. You are influencing people. The shit you are putting out will cause people to die. And I'm just like, really? Leave it, because they know that. Some of them know that. The same as Carter knew he was a troll. There are people who knew that they was putting out shit and putting out shit sake.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 ways. Like that and election time.
Oh. Hard agree. Yeah.
That's an election time. And what made it very, very loud in election time, and we actually discussed this on last night's panel. It is very, very hard to come to grips with realizing that people who I sat next to in very, very cool amphitheaters for years think that people who look like me should eat grass.
Yep.
Yeah, so those are the ways that it has impacted me. Sister Joseph, what about you?
Preach, brother, preach. I related to so many of the things you said. I actually had to delete TikTok because TikTok was my rabbit hole. I would just watch videos for hours. But yeah, so I think a lot of the time social media has become for many people like this extension of your stream of consciousness. So everything that happens, you have to go online and post. And I got into a habit years ago because, growth. So years ago, where, I would want to have discussions online. And as you said, trolls. So there would be people who would respond to troll you. And I recognized that it became a sphere that was quickly too negative. And that negativity can really affect just how you navigate the world, how I certainly navigated the world. So I took a decision years ago. I do not get into heated debates on social media. I've stopped it completely. I don't get involved. People having whatever conversation. There are people in my life who are healthy debaters who I can, talk to and bounce ideas off of, and I maintain that. Social media is not the place for me to do it, and I'm much happier with that decision.
May I just say, the last heated debate I got into on social media during lockdown number 1, the leader of a political party came for Leah Herbert.
Oh my.
And she brought it.
I was mad.
She brought it to the attention of us, of some friends and myself. And I tell you, we descended upon his page. It's not my proudest moment, but we descended upon his page.
You look for that though.
En masse. And done him.
You sound kind of proud saying it.
A little bit.
Okay, so Chezelle.
It was the teamwork.
The reason, like that topic, he totally deviated from his point and started attacking my personal body.
Oh my.
Like me, as opposed to the points I was making in his comments. Right. And proceeded to insinuate that because I wore a short pants in one of my pictures on Facebook, I was a quote-unquote dumb with nothing between my ears. Because,
wow.
Short pants automatically equates to idiocy.
Yeah.
That's where my friends are confused.
Yeah, and we wasn't having it. So Leah, how does social media impact you?
I feel like very much like everybody else, social media has the potential to make you very depressed. And again, touching on what Lemuel might have said, is that it all depends on what you surround yourself with, right? So if I recognize that a particular account is making me feel insecure, inadequate, insufficient in my life, I have to recognize that and get rid of that account. Whether that's their intention or not, I realize now that social media can make me feel very inadequate, and I just try to surround myself with more positive accounts. And me being a quote-unquote influencer, social media is kind of like a little bit of an extension, like Chezelle said, of my conscience. But I try to be as positive as possible on my social media page. I very rarely rant about negative things, and I have accumulated the following who think very much like me. So very positive women, very uplifting women, and therefore I don't get as much, if any, negativity on my social media page, which I'm very, very grateful for, because it could easily go the next direction. So for me, social media can sometimes, but I take it upon myself to recognize when, okay, am I really inadequate, or am I just feeling like that because of what I'm seeing on social media, and therefore do I need to get rid of this account because it's making me feel like that? And now more positive, because I tend to just try to be more positive in general.
Nice. Chezelle, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say for both you and Leah, I must give you guys some kudos. I mean, once you put yourself out there on these social media platforms, you're putting yourself out there for criticism as well. So to hear you guys talk about how you safeguard yourselves and your mental health while still being content creators and helping to put some positivity out into the world, I have to give you all kudos for that. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And now on to the fun stuff.
Don't forget
To like,
Subscribe.
And hit the bell notification. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.